So HMO, what does it look like? How many bedrooms do we want as HMO? 4, 5. What sort of price do we want to pay for HMO? You guys are really good. I'm loving this. Let me tell you something. You know, I did this topic right now in London about 6 months ago in front of a room full of, I think there was like 750 people, and they were all professional investors. You know, would consider them. They were full time. And I said, how much would an average HMO be? And they said around about 450 grand. I said, how many rooms would it need? And they said 5, which was right. I said, what does it need to be like? And they said, it's going to need a big drive for all the cars. They said, it's going to need a big garden for where the people have barbecues. They said, you're going to need 5 rooms. And they're all going to need en suites. They said, you're going to need a real special HMO mortgage, which is really hard to get, and the interest rates are really high on these types of mortgages. They said that I'm going to need to do it in really either London, or if not London, somewhere big like that, like maybe Birmingham. What else did they say? They said that it helps if it's detached. Basically, a whole load of poo. In fact, Brian, you've heard that happen, haven't you? In front of professional full-time investors, and they're just like clueless. They're clueless. Now you guys are more advanced than that, so I'm really pleased. But let me break down to you what a good HMO looks like. So, firstly, it doesn't have to be in London or Birmingham. When I started out, my first one was in Birmingham, my second one was in Birmingham, and I kept buying in Birmingham, specifically in a little place called Bourneville. I had a builder who told me that that was the only area that HMOs worked. He said London's great because London is buzzing and everything, but the houses are really expensive. Birmingham, the north's cheap and tacky. The south's really expensive, but this little place called Bourneville, hop on a train station, you can get there in about 20 minutes. Bourneville's the gold mine for HMOs. I said, great. So I was buying these HMOs in Bourneville, and then my friend bought one in Wolverhampton. I was like, oh, that's not going to work very well. It's like a good 45 minutes from Bourneville. I was thinking that isn't going to work at all. And at the time, I told you already, I was letting rooms, do you remember? And I was managing people's rooms in Bourneville. And he said, will you manage the rooms of my property in Wolverhampton? I said, no. I'm going to struggle to rent them out in Wolverhampton. No, I'm not going to rent the rooms out. He goes, go on, rent them out. I said, okay, but don't blame me when I can't rent them out. He said, okay. So I went around this house in Wolverhampton, I looked around it, it was all right. I looked how much he'd paid for it, less than mine in Bourneville, considerably. I think he paid 86 grand for this house. 4 bedrooms, en suites and stuff. Fine, Wolverhampton. I put it on a spare room, and my phone blew up. And I rented the rooms out in Wolverhampton faster than mine in Bourneville. And I thought, oh my goodness, there's 2 areas that work for HMOs in the country. And then I realized that my builder had lied to me. And in fact, HMOs work. What? Twice as loud. Everywhere. What do I mean by everywhere? Anywhere whereby there is a close by town or city centre, you will be able to rent out rooms in that area. There'll be a demand. Why? Because HMO multi-lets is such a good product. Some people say, oh, written out rooms, you know, oh, I get accused of being tight, trying to split. But here's the thing, right? How much does it cost to rent a cheap, crummy flat in Birmingham? 500? Yeah? Cheap, crummy flat. Plus bills. How much are the bills going to be? 300? So to rent, let's say I have just finished, I've moved from London or Paris or wherever, or India, to study in Birmingham University. I'm a Birmingham University student living in rented hall, student hall. I then graduate, but I don't want to move back to my place because I've fallen in love. And I've made friends. and I got job offers. I'm now 23 years old. I'm in Birmingham. So I decide I can't live in a student hall. I'm not a student anymore, so I'm going to need to move somewhere and get my own place. So let's have a look at my options. I can either rent a crummy apartment in Birmingham for £500 plus bills, £750, £800 a month. Or, and also, by the way, I'm going to have to buy my furniture. I'm going to have to move it all in, get a removal van. It's going to be a freaking nightmare. That's option one. Option two is I can move into a nice room that's nice with furniture, really handy to Birmingham Centre or town, pay £375 or whatever, £350, £400, and have no bills to pay or anything. Even my Wi-Fi, super fast in the house. I've got a communal living area where I'm going to get to hang out with other professionals, and I've got my own bedroom and space. Which are you going to choose? Crummy flat or room? Who would choose a flat? It's okay if some people would choose a flat, that's fine. Who would choose a room? Yeah, the bottom line is, HMO is a brilliant product. And our tenant is our customer and our house is our product. So that's why everyone goes, HMO is oversaturated. More and more investors are doing it and I feel like it's oversaturated. Wake up! It's not oversaturated because more and more tenants are waking up to the fact that they can rent rooms. So the demand is getting bigger. Yes, the supply is getting bigger, but the demand is getting bigger. So as long as you can give people what they want, you can rent rooms really, really well.